All right, so we're waiting for the mayor to come in. We're just kind of setting up some things in here, kind of fixing that city seal a little bit. Oh, looks nice, huh? Yeah. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Another segment of Yakkin with you, Jagoff, and man, we are here in the mayor's office. Mayor Bill Peduto, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate being on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that serious?
No.
Did someone tell you to say that?
No.
Because there's nobody that's really ever said that seriously to us. Well, first of all, let's just talk about, you're in the mayor's chair here, and how exciting is that to be a part of what you're doing here and to finally have the job that you seem like you really wanted for?
Yeah, I guess, you know, as a Pittsburgh kid, you love this town, right? And being born in the 60s, living through the 70s, watching what happened in the 80s and the 90s and your friends leaving and wanting to do something about it. It's sort of a dream come true. I spent 19 years over on the other side of the hall in council, 12 as a member of council, 7 as the chief of staff, and after a while you want to play the video game, right? You get tired of watching somebody else, so yeah, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, it used to be the Pittsburgh dream to get up, get an education and move to Charlotte or something, right?
DC, right?
Yeah, DC.
Especially if you had an interest in government. And I did that. As you know, I love hockey, and I finally gave up and said, you know, I'll go down DC, I'll work inside the Beltway, and we'll see what happens. And when I left, the Penguins won their first cup. And so I immediately came home and made sure that would never happen again.
Yeah. You know, I will say this not just because you're doing our taping here, but you really do seem to be a person who really has the city in your heart.
Yeah.
You know, I think back of some other mayors and how genuinely you really want this place. This isn't about a position for you. This is about the city for you.
Well, I mean, this is as far as this train runs, so I don't have any political aspirations past this. I would never want to be one of 435 in Washington or have to make that drive out to Harrisburg, and I'm happy with Rich Fitzgerald over at the county exec, so I look at this as being, you know, the top of the mountain, and so I really don't have anything holding me back. You know what I mean? It's do what's right. The people will get it. Maybe not immediately, but eventually, if it works out. Don't be afraid to fail, because this city needs a little bit of risk taking. It hasn't had that in the past, and always do what's really in the best interest of the city as a whole.
Yeah.
The city's poised. Right now, it is right at that cusp where something great can happen. And I think it either goes one of two directions. It either becomes this model of how a post-industrial city can rebound, or it becomes the model of what a 21st century global city looks like. And I want to take that path.
That's great. Now, you know, as you know, your advisors, your people have probably advised you that we're a hard-hitting news agency, and I actually have some questions here. Would you like an Oreo? I normally give my guests, but sorry for all the crumbs.
I'll
there.
pass. Thanks.
But we can dunk later. But so I've written down some questions here, and I just really want to verify your Pittsburghiness, I guess you'd say. You know, because I mean, the lights are hot in here, and it's going to get hotter, guy. You ready? Okay. So I have a question for you here. Do you know how to do the Hokey Pokey at a wedding? Because you know that is a standard thing in Western Pennsylvania.
Created in Western PA, the Hokey Pokey, part of our culture and our DNA.
Yeah.
You put your right arm in, you put your right arm out, you put your right arm in, and you shake it all about.
Nicely done. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So see, now one of our listeners, or one of our followers actually.
By the way, those cookies smell great. I said no, but they just have them over there. Just.
This one is the one without the truth serum in it.
Yes.
So the rumor has it from your future opponents. Apparently, people are gearing up already to beat you at this mayor thing, and we've heard a rumor that you actually changed, your middle name was Cleveland, and you changed it just to win the election, so you're not like a name carpetbagger, so to speak. How do you respond to that,
well,
sir?
my middle name was Lindros.
Okay. Was it really?
No.
See, you got me now.
Yes.
Well, okay, so you're denying, at this point, you're denying, read my lips kind of thing, your middle name was not Cleveland.
My middle name was not Cleveland.
Okay, and not changed in order for you to take this office.
Okay.
You heard it here first. All right, so here's the last thing. When, you know, every Pittsburgh picnic and little family function has a certain kind of dessert, and that dessert is made usually by some blue-haired aunt, and everybody has to take a piece of it. Can you tell me, sir, what that Pittsburgh favorite dessert might be?
Well, when you grow up 200% Italian, it's usually those god-awful little cookies that come in that little box with pictures on it that just is absolutely terrible, and then you give that same horrible treat to your nieces and nephews as they grow up to pass it down. I'm sure, though, in the different parts of the neighborhood, that would include parts Jell-O, parts pretzel, parts some mysterious element that may or may not have come from Neville Island. And so it all depends on what neighborhood you're from.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's the Jell-O, the strawberry Jell-O salad with the cream cheese, for crying out loud. All right, so, I know we have a little bit of time here, just a few more minutes. Do you ever do karaoke?
No.
Okay.
Did I cut that one off?
Yeah, that was pretty clear.
Good.
All right, let's get back into the serious things. Let's talk about the changes. You've made some significant changes already in your short amount of time, and let's talk about the changes that you'd like to see. What's some of the maybe the top two that are most important to you right now?
Well, the biggest one is, this city's going to do great. It's on the trajectory. We've gone through our depression, our recession, our build out. Now we're actually at that point where we're one of those cities, the place where people want to move to and people are staying. I've got 30% of my city, though, that's at poverty, and there isn't a ladder of opportunity for me to get them to become part of the new economy. So we have to work to try to build that, and at the same time give people the options to buy their own homes in neighborhoods that are starting to come back. So that's a big focus of what we're trying to do, is create a Pittsburgh for everyone. At the same time, we've got all this amazing capacity around us, whether it's Carnegie Mellon University, the University of Pittsburgh, entrepreneurs, and really great talent from people that could push this city beyond other cities in this country and really have us compete on a global level. What I need to be is the gasoline on that fire and sort of make that accelerate so that we can reach that potential that we always know and we always talk about, but we seem to just not get there. So it's sort of like two tracks, but there's tracks that are the same train, or the tracks that the train will run both on. And it's giving the people the opportunity to become part of something great and making that part that is great even better.
Yeah, cool. Well, I have to tell you, one of the most exciting changes that I've seen in your administration, and I'm a suburbanite, can't wait to be a downtown dweller pretty soon.
I'll get you a nice place in Bloomfield. We get you set in.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Getting a nice deck hockey rink there?
I'm in. Let's sponsor at the Jagoff rink. I don't know. But what I really like is that the biggest change I think that you've made, and most significant, is to the seal, the city seal. I love the placement of the phrase Jagoff on the city seal. Have you seen that?
The city seal was created in July of 1816 when the city of Pittsburgh was created. It was Pittsboro with the H, and then at that first order of business, Ebenezer Denny was elected the mayor of Pittsburgh, and they created the city seal.
Yeah, and cool enough that they thought ahead and gave you the okay to put the word Jagoff on the seal. As a matter of fact, I really like it.
What did you do to our seal?
I didn't do anything.
You Jagoff.